Bada bing, bada boom. Oh my goodness, it has been an age.
It's fine.
So it's been an age, but it's just fine. Anywho, salutations, darlings. This is Orwing here. Returning after what feels like forever to Genshin Impact. Because yes, we are back to Genshin Impact. There's been updates. There's new stuff to do. Oh right, there's stuff in the Adventurer's Handbook. The guide, which I acknowledge that I haven't been the best at. It was all well for a second there. I haven't done anything for Benny. Poor Benny. Benny, Noel, Diona, Toma, Sayu, Beidou, Goru, Yinjin, Yingong, Kiku, and our new boy, Shinkeon. I'm not even gonna continue to try. Quest first, sort of adventures and exploration. Just 1,000-yard stare in our picture. And this, of which I feel called out just a little bit, because I remember distinctly like taking a moment to look at this and being like, oh, I have no interest in any of these rewards. And so I just wandered away from that. And now it's like, ah yes, you can't complete this until all of them are done. And then as for these, they were just all green, so I just instantly were able to collect them. There's only 4 of them. It's not that hard. I absolutely love the wards. Absolutely wonderful rewards for that. And then let's see what else.
Wherever in...
We have this story quest. Kazuhara Kazuha's story quest unlocked. The flower falls. The flowers fall and become soil. The wandering sun returns home. Oh. Having stood against the lightning, the young man of the wind, has seen his reputation rise. Some admire him, while others view him akin with jealousy, while all the obsessions of history hang over them like a cloud. Obstinate sins. Icy iron-shod footprints approach gradually, but what he hears is the wind, snow, and the hearth fire.
World I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade, it is the last link I have to the land of my birth.
That is not accurate. I need to fix this. Okay. What did I have first? Did I have Benny? I might have had Benny.
You want me on your team?
I'll scout ahead.
May knowledge guide you.
Present.
I mean, great reactions. Just weapon typing is a bit flawed. Now this is accurate. Anywho. As per anything, as per anything that is story quest related, I go full on stubborn mode. Hold on, didn't it say dressing room got updated? I guess not. Wait, no, it did get updated. Master Deluxe. Red Dead of Night. Excuse me, sir, you weren't supposed to look magnificent. And also, Fish is getting an outfit upgrade. Where is Fish? Fish. Finishes.
I created another.
This is just so bright, royal, and adorable. She doesn't even have a crown on it. It occurs to me in her original outfit. Just her two little pigtails. Her eye turns red, which is mildly concerning. Like, there is that. I mean, it's not even like it's her other eye, which would have been really cool. Like, ah yes, she hides her other eye, because in actuality, it's red. But no. Resonating visions. Yeah, I don't think we have that outfit's existing yet. I'm trying to think off the top of my head what was the last one. I'm like, I don't think I switched to her wind glider. To be fair though. Oh my goodness. I do wish it didn't swirl on its own. To be fair, sometimes Wings of First Flight just go wonderfully with the character. She's absolutely magenta, not purple. Did I ever change up your wind glider? Yes, I did. You also have a map. Yeah, far too orange. The shade of pinkish red. We don't have a wide variety of wind gliders. Alright, Aru. We have a quest to do. That is the wrong button. Hold on.
Seems all the other knights already have their hands full.
Alrighty, Aru. In our quest lies in an Izum. I think I called my team from Inazuma the Islanders. Ah yes, my cleverness is absolute. Sure. Nagihara fireworks. I buy so many of these. How did I what? Oh, okay. I completely forgot what team I had. I don't have Kazuha to just be able to jump into the air. Alright. Be looking for a Kazuha.
It's been a while since we first set foot on Inazuma.
Almost certainly.
So many things have happened since then.
There have been many memorable events.
Yeah, we've definitely made some progress on our journey. So, where should we go today?
Wait a moment.
Huh? What's up?
Paimon, are you blind? Someone's coming.
Hey! What the heck was that for? Doesn't want to talk, huh? All right, let's convince him to calm down a little.
Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock.
Lightning slash!
I mean, this isn't a bad team.
Cool it! Don't push your luck.
Huh? So you don't have a vision after all?
Technically speaking.
Seems like I've mistaken you for someone else.
At the very least, you should make sure you've got the right person before you go attacking them. No, wait. Even when you've got the right person, you shouldn't go attacking them out of the blue. It's dangerous.
Also rude.
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kaedahara Kazuha?
Kaedahara Kazuha?
He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that he possesses an animal vision.
Why are you looking for him?
That's none of your business.
Might be all of our business.
Never mind. You don't look like you know anything anyway. I'm wasting my time.
What the heck is this guy's problem? Coming around here, waving that weird sword in our faces, and he didn't even apologize. Seems like a real nutcase.
Yeah.
Well, one thing's for sure. No way are we telling him anything about Kazuha.
Couldn't agree more.
Right? Paimon has a feeling, though, that even if this guy gets to challenge Kazuha to a duel, he won't be able to beat him.
Most certainly accurate.
Anyway, just to be on the safe side, we should go fight Kazuha right away and tell him to watch his back.
Actually, I have a hunch. Oh, do we know?
Oh? What kind of hunch?
This guy might have a special connection to Kazuha.
A special connection? You mean beyond already knowing each other?
I can't say for sure, but I feel like their fighting styles are kind of similar.
Yeah, maybe a little. But then again, most people look pretty much the same once they start fighting, so that doesn't really prove anything.
Excuse you, he had an AoE. That was very much like Kazuha's AoE.
Anyway, there's no time to lose. Let's go tell Kazuha so we won't get into any danger. Paimon heard that the Crux fleet is stocking up in Rito at the moment. Let's look for him there.
Alright, so we have our destination.
I'll race you there. Not so hard.
There we go. Where are we going? Rito. Where is Rito? Here's Rito. Just a hop, skip, and a jump away. Yo. Ciao.
Hey! Hello? Do you know where Kazuha is?
You're looking for Kazuha too, huh? Guess he must have done something impressive after all.
2?
Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply run, only this time, as soon as we entered the harbor, we ran into a huge crowd of Inazumans, all of them wanting to know about Kazuha.
Oh.
If it's because of that battle on Nizuchi Beach, Captain Beto had a great run there too, but I don't see her getting this kind of attention. Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't even listen to the captain, but she just laughs it off.
Oh, so you still don't know what he did.
I've heard bits and pieces. Something about him blocking the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi.
Yeah.
Is it really as big a deal as everyone's making it out to be?
Compare it to the technique Baidu used to strike down Hashi.
Really? Wow. When you put it like that, it all makes sense. In that case, his newfound stardom is well deserved.
Yo.
He was called away earlier by some people from the Tenryo Commission. They said they had something important to discuss with him.
Uh-oh.
I thought they'd come to arrest him at first. Turns out they couldn't have been friendlier to him. Seems like they really respect the guy.
Oh, bro.
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely unimaginable.
Shogunate probably wants to show some goodwill. After all, the Raiden Shogun's mindset has changed.
Thank you. Guess we'll go pay a visit to the Tenryo Commission.
Here, there, and everywhere.
All right, then. I'll just stay here and carry on trying to fend off the crowd.
All right. Yo.
You're onward. You're under the jurisdiction of the Concho Commission.
Well, good thing I'm on this side of you. There's absolutely no reason I'm going this way. Well, I do suppose there's a fishing spot, but I'm not here to fish. I'm so used to being able to jump around with Kazuha's little whoosh up ability that I'm just like, why do I even water? Why did I fall in the water? That's what I was trying to say. Oh, you bitch. Truly, Kazuha is a best character. I'm
What's
sorry.
the hurry?
I'm sorry, Kai. You got a contender. Looks like we're heading inside. Unimpeded as always. Could you imagine just like walking up to a military building and then just walking in like, yo, in the place?
Oh? It's you.
Hello.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt decree. Since you're here, you're very welcome to listen in on the conversation. We invited Mr. Kaidahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf of the Shogunate. Your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. Also, I've been granted the chance to correct my clan's past mistakes, and for that, I'm deeply grateful.
Bruh.
The Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the tensions that have built up over the years. The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaidahara name.
Right, years this has been going on.
Regarding the history of the Kaidahara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed?
I've heard a thing or two.
In short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the Shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing the traditional blade forging arts of the Almighty Shogun. The Kaidahara clan belonged to this class. But there came a time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya. Both the Kaidahara and Kamisato clans were held accountable for lax oversight and entered a period of great turmoil.
Can I just say how I just feel so bad for them that, yes, these random people defected, so they're getting held accountable. And it's just like, oh my gosh.
We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui. Attributing all of the blame to the Kamisato and Kaidahara clans was neither proper nor just.
Yeah.
Considering Mr. Kaidahara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the Almighty Shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievements, but also receive recompense for the excessive punishment borne by his clan in the past.
Jeez.
In the interest of preventing further harassment of the Bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our investigations into these matters. We trust you can understand why this was necessary.
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill of the almighty Shogun and the Shogunate at large.
Okay.
However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous gesture does not come without some strings attached?
Kazuha. Observant as ever.
I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. We seek only to correct a past injustice. With the Kaedahara clan's reputation and occupation restored, the Kaedaharas will be bladesmiths once more, and your wanderings will finally come to an end.
But does he want to stop wandering?
You will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City with the almighty Shogun's blessing and full support of the Shogunate.
Kazuha literally got his his vision when he fell asleep on a boat while wandering. Kazuha's a wanderer at heart.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall walls of a stately abode. Yet my ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaedahara, and the art of blade making for which it stood. I do have a responsibility to restore their honor.
Oh no, responsibility versus doing what you love. Kazuha, no.
I sense some hesitation in your words. Should you accept this offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors currently circulating through the populace will disappear.
Malicious rumors? All we heard on the way here was so much praise that we almost wondered whether there was another Kaedahara Kazuha in town.
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. They cannot accept the idea that Mr. Kaedahara really parried the Shogun's strike. Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo. As a result, the falsehood that Kaedahara Kazuha was using a delusion began to spread.
What? But that doesn't make sense. Using a delusion turns you old and frail, and Kazuha still looks fine.
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding two elements at once is a more inconceivable notion still.
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of public discussion, no matter whether it brings suspicion or stardom my way.
Mood?
But perhaps if the Shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this situation will blow over more quickly.
This is precisely why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought. It stands to benefit all of us.
Please allow me some time to consider. In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then, what brings the two of you here?
We were actually looking for you.
Yikes! We nearly forgot about the most important thing!
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking for me?
Could it be someone? Do you have any siblings? Could it be someone you trained with under the same master?
No. This puzzles me as much as it does you. My fighting forms were taught to me by my family, based on techniques originally developed for blade testing. We undergo rigorous training to standardize every motion the blade is put through, so that each can be fairly assessed for quality. Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaedahara sword art, focused on blade testing, but with a full repertoire of combat forms. Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle. So it's hard to imagine that the similarity you speak of was coincidence alone.
Hello. Sorry, my cat's here. She's absolutely precious. There's like this gap under the desk. And she's just like, and she just like looks up through it. So I'm talking about you. Oh no. Little fuzzy baby. Oh my goodness. I must sneeze.
All the more reason to watch your back! This guy was a serious nutcase.
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive. Anyone he targets is at risk of serious injury, or worse.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately to search for him.
Thank you. I must say I am now very curious about this matter, and I will also need some time to consider your offer. I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked her, then give you a conclusive answer upon my return.
Sweet baby. Sorry, I'm distracted by my cat. She's adorable. Precious little thing. Nope, you're gonna wander away now? And away she goes. She's like, you've given me too much attention. I was secretly watching you.
Very well. Please stay safe.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
The detective agency knows the most about what goes on in town. Let's see what Ryuji has to say.
She's sitting across the hall. Another place where she can view me just secretly. Fleur? Yes, I see you. Hello. Missed something. It does occur to me that pretty much once these are all settled. Very close. Yo. Yeah, these are just little summaries.
Welcome to Hey there! We'd like to ask you a quick question.
Yes.
Do you know if anyone around here has been looking for him? For Kaidahara Kazuha, we mean.
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaidehara. I've heard a lot about you. It is an honor to finally meet you today.
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me think. I can't seem to recall anything of immediate interest. Mr. Kaidehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of people looking for him. To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaidehara's personal information.
Oh my god.
Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want. If these were more legitimate commissions, Sango would have snapped them up in an instant.
She has quality control. Alright, I have so much respect for her.
Millions? Of Mora? Whoa! Oh, wait. Even at that price, you probably still shouldn't.
Please, accept my thanks for looking out for my privacy.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day life just for the sake of it.
Oh my gosh, these guys have so much of my respect.
Sorry, I got a little off topic. What I'm really trying to say is, it doesn't surprise me that a complete stranger is looking for Mr. Kaedehara. But I wouldn't know where to begin if we want to connect this with an assault.
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks or similar incidents recently that stand out as particularly unusual? The Tenryou Commission had very few leads, and I thought you might have some information from different sources.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. But typically, it's only the most trivial events that manage to escape their attention. If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault, in which case the Tenryou Commission would absolutely get involved.
That does make sense. Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's already run cold.
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble elsewhere. Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by now.
It's also not easy for him to find more. This your way of giving praise? Oh, you're so kind. Sure. I mean,
I am well aware of your talents, There is no need to be humble around me. In fact, I'm quite relieved that you were the one he targeted.
Wait. Aren't you supposed to have it? Did your hair change color? I'm not crazy, am I?
It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically injured or lose their life because of me. For the poor victim, this would be a completely senseless crime.
Don't worry, we'll find him.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaidehara. Surely this same concern for your fellow man is what drove you to fearlessly raise your blade against the almighty Shogun.
Oh my gosh.
You flatter me. Truth be told, I don't know quite what came over me in that moment.
You are much too humble. Don't worry, I completely understand your concerns. I will try my best to gather whatever leads I can for you. Oh, actually, there was one strange incident over the last few days. It doesn't involve an attack, though. Let me tell you about it just in case.
Sure. During times like this, the more information we have, the better.
All right, then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same time.
Say what now?
One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai from the Amenoma clan.
Amenoma. Now there's a familiar name.
Is it?
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the owner of Amenoma Smithy.
Oh.
2 grown men going missing at the same time. Their cases are likely connected, but I don't know much in the way of details. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial artist who is skilled with the blade. Perhaps he is the one you are looking for.
Understood, though it seems highly unlikely to me. I neither know this man, nor do I have any idea why he may wish to attack me.
We'll investigate both incidents at the same time.
Sure, can't hurt. We never know what we might find out along the way.
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start by making some inquiries at the Amenoma Smithy.
Sounds good. All the best with your investigation. I'll get moving shortly myself.
Yeah, these guys.
Okay. Unrelenting patience, no power to move mountains.
Ah, if it isn't Kaedehara Kazuha. What brings you here today?
Huh? You two know each other?
Yes, the Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. Historically, there have always been deep links between the 2 clans. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma to pay my respects.
Ah, I see.
Yes, you may recall the story of the Raiden Gokaden from the Iridori Festival.
Though all bladesmiths trace their craft back to the same source, over time, each of us has arrived at a different blade-making philosophy, spawning the development of different branches of the same art.
Interesting.
As an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and determination of water as it turns stone to sand. There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out, until both body and mind have memorized the craft, turning each motion of every technique into an intrinsic part of the bladesmith's life.
This guy gave himself an extra forehead and it throws me off every time I see him.
As for the art of the Kaedehara clan, I believe it's called the Ishin art.
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony between blade and mind from the moment that forging begins. For only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings, and eventually become an extension of its wielder's will.
Yo.
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades, but an Ishin blade chooses its owner.
Yo.
You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade. It gladdens my heart to see that although the Kaedahara clan has fallen on hard times, its ideals and virtues are alive and well.
Okay.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments, not by any noble aspirations on behalf of my clan. But let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is to gather some information on your missing nephew. We hope to assist with the investigation. It may turn out that this case is connected to another we are pursuing.
Ah, yes. My nephew. I reported the case to the Tenryou Commission, but I haven't heard anything back so far. He didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike him. I'm still completely at a loss on what to make of it. But I've done what I can so far. Worrying is futile. All I can do now is wait for the news from the Tenryou Commission.
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance too. Know anything about that?
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, he gave me a very cryptic look and said that he was going to give me a great gift. I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato after that. The next thing I heard was that a fire had broken out at the warehouse, and neither of them came back.
A fire?
Yes. Strange, isn't it? I wonder what could have caused it. Unfortunately, there was very little evidence left behind, so nobody knows what really happened.
Do you have any thoughts on what Yuya may have wanted to give you?
If I had to guess, it must have been some kind of rare weapon. Otherwise, there would have been no reason for him to get my hopes up.
He has his priorities straight.
He's never been particularly interested in blade forging, but has always had a fondness for blade testing, and can sense even the most minute differences in blade quality.
Yo.
He is extraordinarily talented in martial arts, particularly when it comes to the art of the sword.
Awesome.
Truth be told, we have some information that you may find to be objectionable. The person we are looking for, he attacked this friend of mine. Based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya seems to match the suspect's profile.
What? No. Absolutely impossible. Yuya is not that kind of person. He is humble and kind. Even his training is done with the goal of calming his mind. He has never gotten into a fight before.
Huh. Is that so?
Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain, it's that Yuya would never draw his blade without a very good reason. But, with that said, it's equally out of character for him to just disappear with neither farewell nor fair warning. I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced or otherwise compelled by circumstances unbeknownst to me. Anyway, should you find him, please let me know as soon as possible.
Of course.
Don't worry. You have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who attacked us as well.
We still need to get info from the Nagato family.
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when the two men met each other. Let's pay a visit to the Nagato household.
Let's get in this real quick. Where are we going? We're doing that over here. Alright. Yes. I'm curious if he thinks that's a bad thing. Hopefully not. Ba-ba-da-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba. Daisy. Hello, Fleur. Let's see. Oh, and she immediately ran away. Bye, Fleur. Hello. Oh, she seems worried.
I'm very sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what we owe right now.
Oh?
My husband has gone missing, and I'm still trying to find him.
No, you misunderstand us. We are here to help with the investigation. We'd like to ask you some questions about Mr. Nagato's disappearance, if we may.
Ah, I see. I thought the debt collectors had come to visit again. I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new information come out? Do you know where he's gone?
Not quite yet.
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. We're still trying to find out as much as we can to inform our search. With this in mind, can we perhaps ask some questions about your family's current situation?
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand why a collector would be strapped for Mora.
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he's been an avid collector of all sorts of things. He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. I knew nothing about the items myself, but seeing how enthusiastic and excited they made him, I was happy to believe that they were just extremely important to him. Everything was fine when we first got married, but as time went by, things changed for the worse.
Uh-oh, what happened?
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things, and even resorted to borrowing money just so he could pay for them.
Say what now?
Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. There were days when he'd spend hours down at the warehouse, admiring his weapons even as debt collectors were descending upon our house.
Naturally, spoiler warnings if you haven't played the story yourself.
He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. Just sat there staring at them like he was in a trance.
Ah, yes, when your hobby becomes an obsession.
I'm happy he has a hobby, and I'm willing to support him. But making ends meet has to come first. I've tried talking to him about it so many times, but he never listens. On the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum. I said, if he refused to sell his collectibles and pay off his debts, I would divorce him and take the children with me.
Looking out for your family.
Whoa!
And that led to an argument.
Actually, it didn't. Generally, he's a quiet man who likes to go with the flow. On most things, he leaves the decision-making to me. You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with divorce if the debts hadn't pushed our family to the brink.
Makes sense.
After I said those words, he froze and was silent for a long time. When he finally spoke, he awkwardly mumbled that he would pick out a few items to sell. His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family?
You can only have it on 180p. It's shadow. It's good enough for that. It's shadow video only. Ah. Shame. I honestly have no idea what it looks like from your point of view. It looks pretty on my end. It's important to set boundaries.
Had I not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have found ourselves in such a predicament. And I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses, or if he was simply angry with me. The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire, and both he and the buyer had gone missing.
I see. I understand.
Oh, Trina. You've been sitting on my desk. She's one of my cats.
Ame no Mayuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato. During the sale, a fire broke out at the warehouse, and both men disappeared.
Interesting.
At first, I assumed they must have gotten into an argument over the price. But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard to imagine him getting into a fierce argument.
Maybe he was feeling the pressure from the debts?
I don't know. He just disappeared after the warehouse burned down. Perhaps he's too afraid to come home now that all his collectibles have been lost in the fire, and he's got no way to pay off our debts. Even though I'm still a little mad at him, we're a family, and I want us to face our family's crisis together. As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf, I know we can work things out.
Please don't get upset. There could be more to this situation than meets the eye. If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life, it is quite unusual for this habit to change so drastically over a short period. Gathered from the other side suggests Amenoma Yuya is also a mild-mannered man who would not be likely to start an argument.
So?
This situation is getting a little confusing.
Where's our third party?
A little confusing? More like completely mystifying.
Let's try a change of scenery and see if we can piece together what we've learned. Rest assured, we'll notify you if we find anything.
Thank you so much. I just want him to come home.
Aw. Poor thing.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was somehow the catalyst for their disappearance.
Makes sense, of course.
The fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation unfolded, though its exact role is a mystery. Do you have any thoughts?
You're drawing Arcolino. Is that the new guy? When you say drawing, do you mean like drawing as in you're wishing for him, or drawing as in you're actually drawing? Either is fine.
Well, Paimon was thinking that maybe someone accidentally knocked over an oil lamp and, nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
Perhaps the fire was deliberately used to hide the truth.
An interesting explanation. I was also considering this possibility. Amenoma Yuya is an expert on swords. He could have noticed some problematic details about Mr. Nagato's collectibles. Maybe he recognized a blade as a fake, or a well-known stolen item. Either way, after arguing about it, the two men agreed to hide the truth of this matter.
Potentially.
They thought a fire would destroy everything. But then the Tenryou Commission began investigating and uncovered some incriminating details, so they fled to protect their secrets. But it's a far-fetched theory. I can't imagine how they would have been able to reach an agreement. One fact that I keep coming back to is that Amenoma Yuya is polite and well-mannered, while Mr. Nagato is introverted and passive. Neither seems like the type of person who is inclined towards initiating conflict. Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only one of them with the potential motive to disappear after the fire. The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just what could have happened there?
Also doesn't seem connected to the case of the attacker.
Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, no other details that we've learned seem to link the two events together. Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker, namely that he is principally a practitioner of the blade testing techniques of Amenoma art, not those of the combat-oriented Ishin art.
Darn! We thought we could get two birds with one stone here, but at this rate, it's starting to look like a wild goose chase.
Let's keep going, since we've come this far. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs. Nagato will be able to get some closure.
Okay, but where should we go now?
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse. There's still a chance we may be able to find some shreds of evidence.
Alright. Guess it makes sense. Not many people to worry about. Oh right, that's like I don't know.
Wait. I hear something ominous in the wind.
Oh! This must be another one of those sounds that only you can hear.
Paimon, your voice must be extra irritating.
As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use when we were chasing down that vision thief at Beto's tournament, so...
Knew we could count on you.
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the sound. It's right around here somewhere.
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left in.
Let's follow it.
It felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma. The remnants of the Tatarigami.
Now that's one thing I didn't expect to encounter here.
Indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation. We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
Huh. So it's an underground warehouse.
The force is definitely coming from down below.
Interesting.
The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place, but the residue it left behind still hasn't dissipated completely. Judging from the concentration, I would have to conclude that the Tatarigami source resided here for a very long time.
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around the warehouse by himself a lot.
It could well be that he was already under the influence of Tatarigami energy at that time.
Surely someone would have noticed.
From what I've been told, Tatarigami does not turn all upon whom it preys into violent monsters. But most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's unfulfilled will. Their interests become fanatical obsessions. Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of Tatarigami could explain why he became an obsessive hoarder, amassing more and more possessions, even as he put himself in grave debt.
Hold on. Is this better? Wait. Hello, hello. How's this? Or I could also just be talking quietly. I have that habit. I have a bad habit of mumbling when I get focused on something.
So what should we do now? Go down and take a look?
Awesome. Already rude. Terribly sorry. I get mumbly.
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside.
That's dangerous.
If we don't open this door, we can move no closer to the truth. You needn't worry. Both of us have faced far greater dangers than this. Relatively speaking, the risk here is trivial.
Mood.
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see anything. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
In the end, it was just a scare. Not sure if that's a good or a bad thing.
That was too scary! Paimon was so sure that the warehouse boogeyman was about to jump out at us!
Ah, Paimon, far too easily frightened for her own good.
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the Tatarigami energy source left this place. Two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. I fear much misfortune has already befallen them.
We cannot afford to delay any longer.
Yes, let's go. If nothing else, it's vital that we find out where this Tatarigami energy is coming from. Quiet your mind and focus on what you sense around you. Perhaps you too will perceive its ominous presence in the wind.
So... I was gonna say elemental sight, but... Shoot. How ominous. A presence, you might even say. Oh, bruh.
From this point, the trail appears to split into two. The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but a small portion remained here and seems to be dissipating slowly.
These parts that would correspond to Mr. Noragami and Mio Yui.
Quite possibly. Let's search the area.
Whoa! Look at all those hilly churls! They're acting really strangely.
Right.
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look.
Come a little closer. Blitz.
Cool it. Freeze.
Nice. Very threatening reinforcements. Whatever will we do? To be fair,
You've been a naughty boy.
while not the weakest team, it's not the most powerful by far.
It's...
Ugh! Look at this red stuff! What is it?
By the looks of it, a letter written on a piece of torn clothing. The ink is bone dry. It must have been written quite some time ago.
And here I was half wondering if someone had died.
Well, let's take a look.
I am Nagato. I was wounded by Amino Yua. He took my most precious blade. I chased him, but it could not catch him. I lay down here to rest on account of my exhaustion. I thought I might croak right here. My stomach kept on bleeding, but it seems that some strange power has sustained me. Why did he steal the blade? I was going to sell it to him. He even burned my warehouse down. It hurts, but for some reason I can't fall unconscious. So all I can do to distract from the pain is write. What'll happen to Sachiro, Yuki, and Yuji? I'm sorry to them, I really am. Only now do I realize how stuck in my ways I was, and how blind to my obsession. I must have been cursed. I collected those strange and bizarre things, but they won me not one iota of happiness or warmth. Put all of it together, and it still wouldn't have been worth a single word from her mouth. Thank you, and sorry for letting you down, Sachiro.
According to this letter, a conflict arose because Amenoma Yuya wanted to seize a blade belonging to Mr. Nagato.
Right.
Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato kept chase as long as he could, eventually stopping here to write this letter when his strength gave out.
So, where is he?
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Add to that the fact that its aura seems to have attracted a horde of monsters, and I'm afraid he may no longer be with us.
God damn. Phew, poor guy.
Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've since been disturbed by the hilly churls. There's nothing more for us to find here.
Let's ask the Tenure Commission to do a thorough search later.
Yes. Right now, we need to uncover some more important truths. If Ame no Mayuya is attacking other people indiscriminately, then the longer we take to find him, the more people risk meeting the same tragic end.
Right. So let's get moving.
How did it come to this? It's not in his nature.
I wouldn't be surprised if he, too, fell prey to the influence of the Tatarigami. For a practitioner of the martial arts, the easiest desire to inflame would be their pursuit of further power and skill. All the clues that at first seemed disparate and disconnected, it seems that now we know the thread that runs between them. I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct, not only explains the series of events leading to the two men's disappearance, but also zeroes in on the attacker's identity.
Wait, you figured it out? So these two cases are connected after all?
I believe so. But it's something of an outlandish idea. I will only be able to confirm my suspicions once we've met him in person. On with the search. We must stay vigilant. At any point now, we may find ourselves in danger.
I know how we get to weird places, but how does anyone else get to weird places? Like, we have our wind glider and whatnot, and we're just epic in general. But like this dude, how did he just? Where did he get a boat?
He seems to have stayed here for a long time.
Why here? Is there anything special about this place?
I'm not sure. But on closer examination, I sense that the aura may have lingered here at several different points in time.
Interesting.
Show yourself. It's no use hiding anymore.
Ah. He seems to be here.
Kaedehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Aha! So it is the same guy from before. What's your problem, huh? What could you possibly have against Kazuha?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is Ame no Mayuya that stands before us. But what if instead of facing Ame no Mayuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
A very cool sword.
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange light. Whoa, whoa! Surely you don't mean... Are you serious?
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects, then works to subtly affect any living organisms in its vicinity. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting his state of mind, and more recently using the sale as a means to affect, or rather, as a means to occupy, Ame no Mayuya's body.
You're sharper than I thought. You've already deduced the truth of the matter. Many, many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition. I was his pride and joy. In me, he placed all his hopes and dreams. As a descendant of the Kaedehara clan, you should be able to guess our greatest regret.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. In the end, all he could do was to flee the nation by sea on a ship bound for Snezhnaya. He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was nothing that he could not accomplish. All he needed was more time and a little faith.
An angry, jaded sword. Was not expecting. Okay.
And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. All of his life's work, his wisdom, his skill, it culminated in his creation of me. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of my own. In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also an irreplaceable achievement in the art of blade forging.
A very prideful sword.
So, swords can become conscious and control people?
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere blade, a sharp and well-crafted one, but in all other respects an ordinary weapon. But that gave me the opportunity to take action. After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. Moving from one person to the next, I controlled the minds of countless hosts along the way, each bringing me one step closer to my ancestral home. I seek but one thing: to face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power, the might of Isshin art.
Ah, so Amenoma Yuya was not your first victim. Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you've finished using them?
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but tools that serve my mission. When they got tired, or injured, or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line. All I needed them for was to take me back to Inazuma.
You're awful.
Very angry sword.
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse until Amenoma Yuya handed himself over to me on a silver platter. At long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Amenoma Yuya's body, I have found you, and by your hand, I shall defeat the Raiden Shogun.
Oh my god.
Kaede Harakazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. There can be no other to serve as my host for what is to come. Now, give your body over to me!
One with nature.
Take this! You're in for a little shock.
Join me and sever that divine light!
What weapon is he using?
We shall rewrite history!
Oh yes, my priorities.
Time to go.
We shall rewrite history!
One with nature.
Join me and sever that divine light!
Once more with Felix.
Clouds high. The birds call.
We shall rewrite history! Join me and sever that divine light!
Take this!
One with nature.
I would say Kazuha is absolutely one of my favorite characters to fight with.
Do not stand in my way, or I will strike you down too!
Your bluff's fooling no one. You've lost.
Lost? I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more. Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be me, but this man. He is but a puppet that can be replaced. I can take a new vessel at will.
And then we'll smash you to pieces.
The end result is the same. I will end this wretch's life before you can lift a finger. And even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but a small setback. My consciousness shall endure. By any means necessary, and any medium available, I shall return and fulfill my destiny!
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Isshin art. but from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance, as well as a thinly veiled mania and despair.
Aw.
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
Kazuha looking into the fourth dimension.
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings. Since the blade is currently possessing Aminoma Yuya's body, its movements express the innermost thoughts of the blade. If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition. You believe I am your only hope.
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you? On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin Art's secrets. The little that you know barely scratches the surface. In that regard, why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are indeed a cursed blade that can possess its owner. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. You weren't biding your time. You were trapped. After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are now unable to acquire a new host without making physical contact.
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now. Mr. Nagato had a habit of never touching his collectibles.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you finally have an opportunity to reach out to Aminoma Yuya and make your escape.
And what of it?
Well, that brings me to my second point. There's a despair in you that is so strong it threatens to overwhelm you.
Dun 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 dun.
You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. But this ambition is too grand and too heavy for you to bear. Each step you have taken has come at a great cost. I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of losing everything you had achieved grew, and the more you wished to run from the truth. But the way I see it, what began as an ambition has long since become a delusional fantasy.
Kazuha saying it as it is.
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step away from achieving my goal.
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But to make this arduous journey, you committed countless atrocities and showed a blatant disregard for human life. Even if you were to sever that divine light, is this truly the outcome that your maker would have desired?
You...
Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy, you treated the ones who wielded you as mere tools to do your bidding. How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art when you act in perfect discordance with the principle of harmony between a blade and its bearer?
Silence, you blabbering fool! I must achieve my goal. This was his life's dream, and the very purpose for which I was brought into being. I will concede that you are most perceptive. You see my predicament clearly. But you also underestimate my resolve.
And you should face reality.
Easy for you to say. Facing reality offers me nothing. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation, not self-reflection, and certainly not your so-called reality. It is pointless to argue further, descendant of the Kaedahara clan. If you wish to save this man, then offer me your body in exchange.
Dun 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 dun.
How stubbornly you stick to your wayward path. I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your current state. So let us make a bet, and I will put your strength to the test.
What? Surely you're not planning to agree to his demands.
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to cross blades. A taste of my power will more than convince you. Once we have dealt with them, we shall proceed to Tenshukaku.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release Amenoma Yuya from your control.
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
It's a risky strategy.
This is the only way to save Amenoma Yuya. If we don't do this, he'll forever be the Blade's puppet. The Cursed Blade's strength is currently very weak, and I sense he's hesitating. This suggests his heart is still not completely devoid of honor. The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying existing obsessions. This is the reason Mr. Nagato and Amenoma Yuya fell prey to it. Since I don't have any similar kinds of obsessions, I should be able to put up some resistance for a while.
But even so...
Even if things take a turn for the worse, I still have you both here with me. We have a chance here to save an innocent victim. I am willing to accept the risks entailed.
Alright, fine. It's not like we can stop you.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. I agreed to this bet because there are things I wish to learn too. Now, take me in your hand.
Kazuha?
You okay?
I'm okay. I felt a little dizzy at first, but only for a moment.
Kazuha.
It's all right. So far, this was as I expected.
If something feels off, let me know immediately.
I will. Thank you.
What should we do next? Have you got a plan, Kazuha?
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced many real fights. If a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blade and bearer, it cannot unleash its true power. If he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face it. He shouldn't last long in an intense combat situation.
Wait a minute! Paimon remembers hearing about something from the Adventurers Guild. Since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret base, it's been held by Ronin ever since.
That should fit the bill.
Ah, all right. Please lead the way.
What about Amenoma Yuya? What should we do with him?
The blade says he'll let Amenoma Yuya trail us silently. Although he hasn't regained his own consciousness yet, he is not in any immediate danger.
Are we sure this is a good idea? It's a pretty treacherous journey. Okay, fine. Just be careful.
Treacherous journey indeed. Across the island we go. All right. Across an island and up a mountain. Alright. Looks like we have our destination. This was once a secret holding of the Tashukashi clan, which was taken over by Ronin after being abandoned. If you should meet any resistance on the way in, well, might as well check how much strength remains in this mystical sword. Now we have the mystical sword in hand.
Leave everything on this journey to me.
Alright.
Let's get down to business.
Into the wind.
It's my lucky day.
One with nature. Fallen leaves.
Adorn my night!
How are you feeling? You okay?
I'm all right. The blade is performing largely as I expected. Having gone so long without proper use and maintenance, it's become very difficult to use. Though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not think he can last much longer.
Something else on your mind?
How strange. Rather than trying to control me, he is instead trying to match my fighting rhythm. Let's keep going.
Cool beans. Apparently, even swords can have a tragic backstory. Bro. Ah yes, do you have a tragic backstory? No, but my sword does. See, it was...
It's my lucky day.
Into the wind.
Say no more.
The wind knows me.
Get the fairy. Boom.
Time to go.
Get the fairy. Let's get down to business.
As one with wind and fire!
Yep, still the worst. And I seem to have run out of fire.
Somewhere. The perfect distance.
Into the wind.
Nope. Sure, why not?
Fairy. The fairy.
The wind knows me.
Fighting inside of Kazuha.
Whoa! Something's up with the blade!
It's grown dimmer.
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. The blade is becoming more and more difficult for me to wield. He cannot hold out much longer. If he keeps persisting, he will likely break apart at any moment.
But what would that do to Amanome Yuya?
I will be careful with it. He also says he does not have any plans to give up easily. He's still trying to achieve his goal.
Sword with a tragic backstory. Okay.
Into the wind.
That was an accident. I genuinely feel bad for the sword, which says a lot. Door of Resurrection activated. Oh no, whatever will I do?
The wind knows me. Time to go. Into the wind. Fallen leaves.
Adorn my night!
One with nature.
We've been gaining health over time, it just occurred to me just now.
Into the wind.
Are you okay? It looked like you were really struggling the entire fight!
Sure, of course, totally.
Yes. And it looks like he's reached his limit.
The sheen's grown a bit dimmer again. It doesn't look anywhere near as impressive as it did at the start.
Perhaps this time, we'll finally have a chance to see his true form.
True form? What are you talking about? Huh? What the? Is this the same blade as before? It looks like a piece of junk!
The wear and tear is severe. It really looks like it's about to break.
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairagi, much less the almighty Shogun. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. But the long journey from Snezhnaya back to Inazuma has left you battered and broken.
Shh. It's a pretty sword, too.
It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy.
Will he listen to you, though the truth is right there in front of him?
I've finally figured out why it was that you agreed to my bet. You wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. For perhaps then you would still be able to wield commendable power. But regrettably, we are nothing alike. I will never understand your obstinacy and cruelty, nor can I empathize with the one who made you. The only one who truly understood you had already passed away by the time you were born.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
Here they are! Take them down!
Where do they keep coming from?
You shouldn't fight with this blade anymore.
Yup. We can help this time.
Don't worry. I'll use my own blade. It's just more of the same.
Lucky day.
One with nature.
Yes. What is the blade?
Cheap tricks.
Into the wind.
When he says his own blade, should he make it himself?
As one with wind and cloud.
Into
I
the
think I
wind.
got shoved back.
You fought way better with your own sword.
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. Though we fought briefly together, you have seen me for who I really am. No one knew anything of my story throughout my travels, nor did I tell it to anyone. You are the first person to know the truth. I thought that if I could achieve Ishin harmony with you, perhaps there would still be a ray of hope for me.
But in this too, you have failed.
Indeed. No matter how hard I tried, I could not attain that perfect harmony that your personal blade does with you. Too much time has passed. My physical state is poor, and without proper maintenance, I can only disguise my true appearance behind an outer sheen. Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi. And what a magnificent blade it is. Perhaps I shall never reach that level of glory.
Things I did not expect today. Feeling empathy for a murder sword.
Actually, this is just a generic blade that I picked up during my travels in Liyue.
What?
Forging and maintenance are both important for a blade, but they are not everything. This blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a close bond during that time. Plus, in the moment that I most needed it, I received aid from another power. Skill, blade, determination, and desire. All these must be aligned in the practice of Ishin art. There is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not have been aware, your ability to possess your own consciousness derived from the power of the Tatarigami. Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient past. It is the source of your mania and savagery. Though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you, the part of you driven by Tatarigami was constantly trying to seize control of my body.
I sensed it, but I couldn't change it. It is an integral part of my consciousness.
I resisted its temptations because I wanted to save Amenoma Yuya. But I do not know whether you yourself have any intention of trying to fight it. I feel a great sense of regret for you. Since you embarked on a journey bound for a destination you were destined never to reach.
Sheesh.
The moment you embarked on this journey, you lost the only person who could have ever unleashed your true potential. and yet there was no way for you to turn your back on his ambition. You have known this for a long time. It is the true source of your despair.
He gave me everything. My life, my form, my consciousness, and purpose. How could I possibly deny him his wish? I said to him, "Do not worry. From here on, I shall forge your legacy." How could I go back on my word?
God damn.
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled. I have nothing further to say.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause further harm. Let's give him some time to reflect on things. When I touched the hilt for the first time, it's as if I was transported to a strange dimension. It was somewhere I've never been. A bladesmith lay quietly on the bed, his frail face barely visible under the moonlight. His breaths were weak, and his life near its end.
Oh.
A newly forged blade lay by his side, listening attentively to his final words.
Wow. That was the Blade's memory, wasn't it?
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith eventually learned the truth behind everything that had happened. The Ishin art had been dealt a devastating blow by the desertion of its best smiths. He spent the rest of his life in the forge, not to vent his frustration and hatred, but to atone for his actions. He felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, but he could never again return to his homeland. His sole wish was to one day return his single, proudest creation back to the land of his birth. So he instructed this sentient blade to find a way back to Inazuma, no matter how long or how hard the journey. But he never wished to rival the gods. All he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliantly as blade and smith, that they were still worthy of being trusted.
But these wishes were twisted.
So that's the true story. But after that, the blacksmith's intentions were worked by the Tatarigami, slowly turning his proud creation into the cursed blade of today.
God damn it. Feeling for a sword. Genshin, what next will you do?
Right. I believe the bladesmith might never have known that the power he worked with was that of the Tatarigami. The hatred within that power is what sent the blade down its ill-fated path. This blade has committed unforgivable atrocities, but only because it lost its original master. No one was there to correct its errors when it was losing its way.
Shame it's too late now.
Yes, it is too late. Time would not wait or stop because of his determination. While the world moved on, his ambition remained stubbornly stuck at that fleeting moment at the dawn of his journey. He seems to have calmed down, though. Let's go and check in.
When I look back at the past, I can remember the day of my forging like it was just yesterday. I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wishes. Such was the debt I owed to him for giving me the gift of consciousness. But darkness and slaughter numbed the mind. Over time, I lost sight of the difference between gratitude and grudge. Not only did I fail to fulfill his ambition, I also defiled it.
You are finally seeing reality clearly.
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, I will honor the agreement and release Amenoma Yuya. But I still cannot bring myself to forsake his ambition. It is the entire purpose for my existence. So, may I ask you to help me fulfill the ambitions of myself and my creator?
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the mix, too? Jeez, don't push your luck, mister.
Aw, Paimon, don't kick him while he's down.
It has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have to say. And if you don't agree, I will still release Amenoma Yuya as promised. My physical form, as well as the knowledge I possess, should still be of some value to you.
His attitude has grown a lot milder. What do you think, Kazuha? Should we give him a chance?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was already terminally ill.
Oh.
He told me that he had wanted me to have the grandest opening battle. Alas, after that, he never rose from his sickbed again. Nor have I ever had the chance to prove myself in battle since. My fights were devoid of any noble meaning. They were merely the next step in my never-ending journey. The next in a long line of transgressions. You are a fine warrior. I would like to request your hand in battle and experience a true duel between samurai.
Oh? And who would be the opponent?
I will release Amenoma Yuya and restore his consciousness. Perhaps after that, you can convince him to commit to a fight with you. You must have plenty of reasons to both hate me and desire a good fight.
Understood. Then let's start by waking him up and seeing if he has the stamina and will to fight.
I see. He used my body to inflict harm on others. I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement by releasing me, he must still have some remaining semblance of honor. If a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I am willing to put myself forward. I do not wish to be a mere victim in this story.
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch for your innocence to the Tenryo Commission.
Thanks for your help. Who knows how this would have ended without your intervention?
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. We can't stay here. In any case, for a final duel, I think we should aim for a greater sense of ceremony.
Oh? Ah, yes, stuff. And away we go. Off to some new grand pasture. Let's see. Ah, by the coast. Fitting dueling site. On shifting sands. But no, not a mountain's permanence.
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Clash.
That was a more relaxed occasion.
Yep, we still can't let our guard down. Even now, Paimon has a sneaking suspicion that Blade hasn't told us everything.
Ah, what a convenient suspicion to have.
Still, even if he's way past the point of redemption, it's hard not to feel a teensy bit sorry for him. Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. All right then. Successor of Ishin Art, Kaedahara Kazuha.
Successor of Amenoma Art, Amenoma Yuya.
Honored to cross blades with you.
It is my honor also.
The wind
knows me. Into the wind. It's fine.
Not the most hardest hitting blade.
The wind knows me.
I'm curious. Yeah. Prized eating bone. And a cursed spirit dealing AoE damage. Charged or plunging attacks, so.
Into the wind.
Clouds high. The birds call.
One with nature. Into the wind.
Oh. Okay.
Thank you for the experience. Although he appears battered and broken, in your hands it seems he's regained a glimmer of brilliance. His sense of savage cruelty has completely faded away. But that same sense of determination remains strong.
You also fought well. I'm sure he relished the experience.
Is he faded?
There are a few things that I shall leave him to tell you himself.
I must apologize to you for all that has transpired.
You need not seek my forgiveness, nor do I have the right to forgive you on your victim's behalf. It is too late for all of that.
I do not wish for forgiveness.
Oh.
I only hope that you will see my transgressions as mine alone and not let them stain the legacy of Ishin art.
I was not expecting to actually talk to Kazuha. Okay.
I strayed far from the straight and narrow path, but the Ishin art still has a worthy successor in Kaedehara Kazuha. I beseech you, please understand this.
Yes, I too trust Mr. Kaedehara to do the right thing.
Thank you, successor of Amenoma art.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. He would like to visit the Amenoma smithy. Maybe we can go back there together.
What does he want to go there for?
I'm not sure, but I think that all this is about to come to an end.
Sheesh. The poor thing.
I've been to the outside world before.
Sure you have. Alright. Let's see how this ends. Oh boy.
It's Yuya! You have returned!
I am sorry to have troubled you. It's all thanks to them that I was able to return safely.
A prized Ishin blade. Turned weapon that controls the human mind. Considering their forging philosophy, this was indeed within the realm of possibility.
What?
This is a great pity.
What?
But I have some good news as well. Ryuji, from the Bonton Sango Detective Agency, tells me that they've found the missing Mr. Nagato.
Oh, awesome.
Really? Is he okay?
Yes, badly wounded, but he will live.
Okay, happy ending for everyone.
And now that Yuya is back, it seems like the final ending to this story is a happy one after all.
Yo, Pog. You see one, Kazuha? Nice.
I think I know what you want to do.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade whispering in your ear again?
Yes. He said he wants to take control of me for a brief moment.
What? No way! Hasn't it learned its lesson?
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. And he assures me that he won't use my body for anything nefarious. I have decided to let him do it.
Dun 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 dun.
Guess there's nothing we can say to change your mind, huh?
I trust your judgment.
Thank you. I will explain my reasons later. Okay. I am ready. Let us begin. Please, stay true to your promise.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness. You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for it will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
For real?
So, that's why he said it had to be done in that order. His consciousness will disappear forever after fulfilling the bladesmith's wish.
Kagotsurube Ishin. It was the first time I ever heard his name. It seems like deep down he disapproved of his own actions, and thus chose to bury this name deep within his heart. Only in the final moments, before his consciousness faded, was he willing to entrust it to another.
Seems like he really wanted to fulfill his maker's wish.
The same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep going forward also fueled the stubborn determination that blinded him to the path ahead. Speaking for myself, I'd rather see him recognize and atone for his mistakes than see him punished for them.
The remnants of defeated gods are nothing to scoff at. The remnants.
I understand. Perhaps this is a flaw in my personality. I've always been captivated by grand aspirations.
It's you.
Hearing his wish to rival the divine light touched something inside of me, just as the sight of those who fought to repeal the Vision Hunt decree did. Your quest to face the gods and trace your sibling inspires me in the same way. After everything I've seen, perhaps these pursuits fascinate me a little more than they should.
Oh, Kazuha.
I will continue to support you from this point on. Know that you will have my assistance whenever you need it.
Thank you.
Wait, shouldn't we also go update Kujo Kamaji?
Oh, you're right. We need to tell him about the findings of our investigation.
I do suppose so.
And it's also time to give him a response to the offer he made me.
Goodness gracious.
You've returned. I hear that the issue has been resolved. Though this was a treacherous investigation indeed, we're most fortunate that no lives were lost.
Most certainly.
The Tenryou Commission has already attended to the danger at the warehouse. The investigation into Amanoma Yuya should conclude soon. I do not believe he will be charged with any crime.
Right, I don't think... Yeah. Thankfully, you can't be in too much trouble for being possessed.
Wow, you sure kept your ear to the ground.
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer. Please take a look at this blade.
What's this?
A very cool sword.
Kagotsurube Ishin, a weapon crafted using a long-lost blade forging art of the Kaidahara clan. By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. I also promised him that I will continue to study and pass on the secrets of Ishin art. And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey across the nations, learning more about this blade as I go.
I see. I understand.
The Kaidahara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths, so it is only proper for me to continue on this path. Were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflicts between the shogunate and Sangonomiya. That would not suit me.
You misunderstand. That was most certainly not our intent.
I am aware, but I still desire to continue walking my own path.
Very well, I can understand. Then let's pretend this offer was never raised. However, if you should ever change your mind or find yourself in need of the Shogunate's assistance, please do not hesitate to inform me.
Great. Thank you for your generosity.
Where will you travel to next, Kazuha?
I'll probably take to the seas with Captain Beidou again for now. As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
A strange and friendless road. This famed blade was born in a nation to the far north. By the name of Ishin, it was stained with many dark deed on its homebound journey. Maxed out as it is.
Mr. Nagato's survival is the one silver lining in this whole catastrophe. We will continue to monitor his condition and hope he recovers soon.
Alright. And I proceeded to walk off cliff. I am not as opposed. Switching energy recharge for attack? Sure, why not? Of course I can't have a weak weapon. I have so many of these enchantment ores. Black serpents. Oh. the world have I been fighting these? Oh, okay. It's extra cheap because of the riding shogun. I think I'll still hold on to this one until I finish upgrading this one. Man. I think over here? Okay, I guess we can't talk to the lady. Wanted to see how she was doing. Alright, let's see. Is it the mask? I think it was the mask, yeah.
Don't be deceived by his happy-go-lucky disposition. As soon as he gets working on a case, that restless energy he carries around turns into a razor-sharp focus. It's quite remarkable to witness. That you can make fish taste as delicious as this is proof of your outstanding culinary prowess. Your cooking not only fills the stomach, it also soothes my soul. Perhaps you should get some rest? A weary mind is a recipe for flavorless food.
Oh, right, the cooking thing. I had completely forgotten about that.
Wow, you...
Right.
Why do new explorers make the same mistakes over and over?
What is it gonna do? What is it gonna do? Alright. The weapon. The deathly statues. I had completely forgotten about those. Sure, I have a few of them. Four gold, 18 of those, and then 12 Noculus. 4 gold. Ugh, I can only make 2. Ah, 3. Let's see. And the Noculus. How many? I'm terrible at remembering how many things I needed. 4 more of those, 5 more of those, and then 1 more gold mask. Shop. Do those. Where do I get the mask? I don't need any more of those. 4 more of these. 2. I have plenty. 4 of those. And I just need to figure out where the hell do I get those masks? I think I need to fight in a domain. Nice, I even got 5. Sure.
Why do new explorers make the same mistakes over and over?
Oh, perfect day. Yeah. Tibet has its own laws. I have genuinely no memory of ever fighting in this domain. I was trying to get a beetle, but apparently I'm going to battle. Yeah, sure. Okay, I vaguely remember this place. Yeah. These places are always so pretty. Not nearly.
Hold the line!
One with nature.
Yeah, this. Damn it.
The wind knows me. As one with wind and cloud.
A brash maneuver!
Into the wind.
Ah yes, caught in between fights of the Riding Shogun and the Sengonomiya. Alright, that should be enough, unless I'm a fool. Okay, that was not nearly enough.
This realm is true. If you
ever exist, feel free to say something. Indecisive person you will ever meet. Am I going here? Am I going there? Not even I know. Well, to be fair, if I check this, ley line, did I scroll right past it? Domain, there we go. 7 out of 15. Alright. Let's just do this real quick. No harm, no foul. And there's nothing wrong with having a few extra, all the more so.
One with nature. Clouds high, the birds call. There is no escape. Time to go.
Having a stronger Kazuha, though, would be most welcome. I just need one gold mask. Actually, if I'm thinking about the weapon... Oh no, it's 80. And then I just max it out to 90, okay. I was half worried that I would have to find even more of the golden things. I don't think I'll need to.
Into the wind.
Time for a light show.
Oh my god. That's hilarious.
As one with wind and cloud. The wind knows me.
This team is frighteningly powerful. Like, you just look at an enemy funny, and they pretty much die. It's wonderful. And still nothing. Waits impatiently.
Hold the line.
One with nature.
Fire hazard.
Clouds high, the birds call. The wind knows me. Shine down. Wind strike.
This is officially my favorite team comp. Oomph. 5. Perfect. And I have 5 whatchamacallits. I have 5 bubbles. Condensed resin. There we go.
Rest and rebuild.
There is no escape. One with nature.
Time for a light show. That didn't count.
one with wind and cloud.
Allow me.
Into the wind. Time to go.
Took a whole minute. Whole minute. I must be slowing down. Not a single gold mask. Come on, game. I'm the most impatient I have ever been.
Hold the line.
Illusion shattered. Clouds high.
That was not my intention in the slightest, but okay.
Fire hazard.
There is no escape.
The fuse is lit.
Into the wind.
I wonder if they're gonna implement that parrying mechanic. That was fun. I hope they do. Still no golden mask. Come on, I still have 3.
Time to go.
Rest and rebuild.
Shine down. The wind knows me.
Time for a light show.
Fallen leaves adorn my night. Into the wind.
48 seconds. I remember with this team, I got I don't remember the main, but I got down to like 30-second fight. It was it was delightful. What even is this team? Oh my gosh. Still not a single golden mask.
Hold the line.
One with nature.
I'm already behind.
Clouds high. The birds call. The wind knows me.
Allow me.
I was not paying attention. I did it in a time. 2 and... Bruh. Alright, one more domain run. Her hair just wiggling in the wind. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Rest and rebuild.
Into the wind.
Lighter, please. Fire hazard.
What even is this?
As one with wind and cloud. The wind knows me. Illusion shattered.
Hold the line.
just looks at everyone funny, and then they just die. Absolutely wonderful too. Oh, whatever.
Shine down.
Oh right, whenever you use the ult, the E, the little eye just hovers behind you. Alright, alright. Yeah, sure, why not? Alright. Trade energy recharge for attack. Yeah. This Fame Blade was born in the far north, but in the name of Isan, it was stained with many a dark deed on its homebound journey. A very cool sword. A very cool dude. Kaza Hera, Kaza. Alright. That's... Give me a moment.
There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it.
Alright. I is back. No Infernal Transcendence. Prosperity, I think. And a wish. And I have 7 Fragile Risen. Why do I have 7? Okay. I got 5, 6, 7. Okay. None of those. That is a problem for later, Azor. 160. Wait, no, I can get 33. How many do I have?
This scenery is wonderful.
I need 4.
Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer.
Let's make a wish. Alright. Really? Ah, Ningguang. Toma. Goodness gracious. Alright. Doma. All of my 4-star constellations are going to be obscenely powerful.
There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it.
Ocean of those summer days. Sure. Only 4. Only 4. If only I could turn these into the other ones. That would have been perfect. 20 days. I'm in no rush. And it's not like the little dude's gonna disappear.
This
I
route.
don't know why I talked. Wait, no. Right, I was creating furnishing. Still 4 hours. Alright.
If you ever.
Alright. Best to test out our new sword. I always like it when the characters have like signature swords. I match them so well. Yo. Has a bit of a glow to it. Is that because our ultimate's charged? Up. Oh, up. There. Okay. I was like, where am I going?
Time to go.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. As quick as the night. Alright. Wasn't anything over here. Enemy magma. And another one where the entire goal is to not fight. Alright. As sneaky as ever.
Time to go.
Oh, I remember this one. Still practicing. Master Marksman, not yet. Here's all the previous you say, still only fixing him. Okay. Are we watching? Alright, this one's a fight. None of them were fights before.
Time to go. Fallen leaves, adorn my night! One with nature.
Illusion shattered.
Oh, wait, the sword. Yeah, no, it still has the glow. Okay.
Into the wind.
Awesome sauce. Teleport here, there, and everywhere.
Time to go.
That's like, what?
Add as. Thank you for.
Okay, thank you. Ooh, right. Do we have any new? Oh my goodness. Can always use some more fish. Crab. Seaweed. Lavender melon. Sausage. Bacon's always a necessity. Down to 300 flour. Materials. Food. Let's see. We have a couple new food. Or a new food. The only truth? Alright. What is that? Still working on the sashimi platter. Okay. So the only truth is the chicken in a bowl of some type of soup. Let's see. Of anything it contain, I mean, it could be this. It might not be chicken. Or maybe udon noodles? Or perhaps what is it, tofu? Maybe. I don't think this one though. Probably udon noodles. I mean, they're basically in the same bowl. Wait, hold on. I'm being stupid. Hold on. It's It's an attack food. Uh-huh. And neither of these are attack foods, so it can't be either of them. I doubt it's braised meat. Ah, dragon breast noodles. Dragon bread noodles. Beard noodles. Dragon beard noodles. Goodness gracious. I said nothing. Alright, so that's what it is. And I already have that. Hmm? Old lady! Hello! True, I haven't been back for a while, actually. I knew it now. How many years in memory, but at least I don't forget that. I mean, I really... No, like a sea, but I'm finding myself more and more puzzled with the younger folk are interested in. But Vince Fontaine came here, I was making a film on the Masters of Deer. Sorry, was his name Xavier? Yes, it's him. He mentioned you as well. Sounded like he received funds from the tenure commission and finally managed to make a film commission. Wasn't satisfied with all this. Wanted to stick to it, so he came to us. The commission in charge of humanitarian arts for help. I didn't expect the master agreed to this, although since the master agreed, it's not pass judgment. It's over Cohere. About Cohere? That's right, I can tell if you hear the final of this jabbering outliner. Always strictly obey the commands of the master and lady. Never used to be in order with a childlike training because it's too unreserved to be something in his feathers. She can't understand herself, you'll be trouble. And skills are far from perfect. Can I serve one of the competition? Who is Cohere anyway? And who might you be? Absolutely loyal. Think I'm such a good man. I'll be entirely grateful. Sure thing. Seems to go people to the island south of here. Thanks for letting talk. That is a problem for later.
Seen by the commission.
15 carrots. Actually, no. 5 eggs, sure. 5 white iron chunks, sure. Carrots are a pain to get. There's no way I'm just giving them away anymore. Checkmate. Alright.
There is no escape. Oh, detached from the world.
I just blew up. Whoops. Give, give me a moment. Egg and cook.
Rest and rebuild!
Clouds high, the birds call. One with nature.
The fuse is lit!
Illusion shattered.
The wind knows me.
There is no escape.
Fire hazard!
Oh, alright. Note to self, don't walk up to explosive barrels and attack them. Okay. I mean, I could. But I shouldn't. You white iron, right? You were 1,000. I'm in town, might as well drop them off. Ooh, and Whitey won 5 fried eggs.
Time to go.
I was like, wait, is there a timer on giving her the 5x? No, it's because I broke. Hello, kitty.
Welcome to Netsuke no Gen.
Cats are perfect. Really need to. I have not been paying attention to my Sunrise teapot for a while. Oh goodness. Vulnerable to Geo? You bet I'll accept that fight. I have no Geo users on my team.
Time to go.
He's probably gonna heal. Or maybe these folk heal him. Something.
Allow me!
Let me try.
Shine down!
As one with wind and cloud!
Ready!
Into the wind!
Time for a light show!
The wind knows it.
Illusion shattered!
Cut down. Like.
Hewing Gale. Alright, invulnerable to Hydro. I am perfectly fine with that.
There is
Into the wind! Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Fire hazard!
shine
One down! The wind knows me. One with nature.
Alright. How often can it trigger? Triggered once every 8 seconds. Okay, I'm curious.
The wind knows.
Oh my gosh, it's literally the duration of the time it takes for his attack to recharge. That is perfection. Might as well check out Leeway. Leeway's been relevant for a while.
Time to go. Time to go.
Let's see, 10 iron chunks. Perfect. Such a shame you can only do 3 of them. Where are you? Why are you so far away? I was like, ah yes, you must be right around the corner, not across the entire map. Dude, it's like a world away. Alright. Oh, nice and healed up. Oh, there were 3 squirrels.
Time to go.
I have to say, I do like this area. Insay Village is always just pleasant.
Into the wind.
Oh, iron chunks.
Time to go.
Alright. Now, as much as I would love to continue, and as much as I might actually continue later in the day, currently something has come up. And alas, I must take off. So, until next time. Bye! The music here really is lovely.
There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it.